So Trump has effectively killed the African Diaspora Council. This feels like watching someone delete their ex's number while saying, "I never liked their friends anyway."
Yeah. And it's particularly concerning since the council was doing really important work connecting African communities with U.S. policymakers. We're talking $14.2 billion in investments since Biden took office.
Wait, $14.2 billion? That's nearly 15 Taylor Swift tours worth of investment, though I suppose Taylor probably has more diplomatic influence at this point.
You know, it's funny, she probably does. I mean, her tour actually improved GDP in some cities more than decades of policy initiatives.
And now all that progress could be at risk. The council wasn't just about money, it was about giving the African diaspora community a direct line to the president.
Rather like having a hotline to your boss, except instead of asking about Casual Friday, you're discussing international trade policies and cultural exchange programs.
And let's be clear about what we're losing here. 12 incredibly qualified members from diverse backgrounds who actually understood both sides of the equation.
Right. They had people from government, sports, creative industries, business, academia, basically everyone except maybe professional dog walkers.
God, it's frustrating though, isn't it? Trump's basically taking a sledgehammer to everything Biden built, including the African Growth and Opportunity Act that's been allowing tax-free exports from African nations since 2000.
You know what's even more maddening? This program has actually been working. Like, properly working. Not just government says it's working.
Well, that's Trump for you. He's about as predictable as a cat with a laser pointer, except instead of chasing red dots, he's pursuing policies that could seriously impact U.S.-Africa relations.
And speaking of impacts, let's talk about that proposed 10% tax on foreign manufactured goods. Because apparently the solution to complex international trade relations is to make everything more expensive.
It's like trying to fix a leaky roof by making it rain harder inside the house.
Though there might be some hope. The Prosper Africa initiative from Trump's previous administration is still running, and the Development Finance Corporation has invested over $10 billion in Africa.
Oh, brilliant. Like finding out your ex kept one photo of you on Facebook. At least it's something.
And surprisingly, they just signed a $700,000 agreement with the African Development Bank. It's not billions, but it's not nothing.
It's like throwing a life preserver after pushing someone off the boat, but I suppose we'll take what we can get.
But here's the thing, Africa might actually benefit from focusing more on itself right now. The African Continental Free Trade Area could be huge for regional integration.
Like a continental potluck, except instead of bringing casseroles, countries are bringing trade agreements and economic opportunities.
And honestly, the timing might be perfect. With all this uncertainty around U.S. relations, African nations are starting to look inward and at their neighbors.
Exactly. And with Africa's mineral resources, young population, and massive agricultural potential, they might not need to depend so heavily on external partnerships.
You know what's fascinating? Africa has about 30% of the world's mineral reserves. That's like sitting on a golden ticket and being told you can't enter the chocolate factory.
So basically, Trump canceling this council might be like accidentally helping someone quit a bad habit. Sometimes you need a push to realize you're better off doing your own thing.
Although it would be nice if that push didn't come in the form of executive orders that feel about as well thought out as a toddler's Christmas list.
I mean, there are already some impressive initiatives happening. Have you seen what they're doing with renewable energy projects across the continent?
It's remarkable, actually. Solar farms in Morocco, wind power in Kenya. They're not waiting for permission to innovate.
The silver lining is that Africa is starting to focus more on homegrown solutions and regional cooperation. Sometimes the best response to getting ghosted is to throw yourself an absolutely fabulous solo party.
And investing in their own infrastructure, education, and healthcare. It's like finally deciding to fix up your own house instead of waiting for your landlord to do it.
Which, let's be honest, is probably a better long-term strategy than hoping someone else will come along and solve all your problems.
The real question is whether Africa can maintain this momentum. Because let's be honest, self-improvement is great, but it's a lot harder than just waiting for someone else to solve your problems.
Well, that's what makes this moment so crucial. It's like Africa standing at this crossroads between dependency and self-reliance.
And you know what? Maybe losing this council is exactly the wake-up call needed to push forward with these independent initiatives.
Well, that's the thing about necessity being the mother of invention. Sometimes you need a door slammed in your face to realize you had the keys to a better one all along.
And from what we're seeing, Africa's not just finding the keys, they're building whole new doors.